Hi there, welcome back. It's still Prime Morning News Flash. It's time for us to get into some of the stories that have dominated the headlines. And of course, one of them is the National Service Authority new initiative to get some of its personnel to undergo some military training. We'll be getting into that. Thankfully, we have one of the directors with us still. We'll get into that very shortly. But let me bring you up to speed on spin. Dominated the headlines in the various newspapers. Ghanaian Times newspaper has got the picture of the president here, and Tamale to the world. President Mahama lauds UDS on World University Games triumph, and Chairman Wontumi pleads not guilty in court is also here, and the National Service applicant to reapply, that's according to the National Service Authority. We'll get more details into that very development. Then Sandvik Mining expands to Cote d'Ivoire. We are not land gas. That's Chief of Cantamanso reject claims, is also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian publisher has also got ownership of Bogoso Pristia Mine. Heath Goldfields defends takeover is also there, and the CEO of Minerals Commission, the picture of the CEO of the Minerals Commission is also in here. Then you've got the picture of the Speaker of Parliament. Bagman strikes, no money, no sitting. Speaker of Parliament, that's what the Ghanaian publisher is saying. And they seem to be alleging that the reason why the Speaker has postponed the sitting resumption of Parliament indefinitely is because of money. Well, not too sure, because the Speaker did not indicate why, but the paper seems to be suggesting so. Wontumi placed on stop list is also here, and Dami rubbishes Jakwe's claim is also here. So that tussle between Jakwa and the former Attorney General is not going to go away anytime soon. Then the Accra Times has also got Mahama salute Donald Trump of a groundbreaking Gaza peace plan. It's got the picture of the president and the president of the USA here. And Speaker postpones reopening of Parliament indefinitely as Parliament runs out of cash. Interesting. And then ASP Raji Atuluk honored for outstanding service. Ola Mangote writes an open letter, and Mahama tax judges made the courts living guardians of fairness. It's also here on the Accra Times. Then the Insight newspaper has got Pan-Africanist Unite for Reparative Justice and Liberation. That's also on the front page of the Inside newspaper. And Gold Board busts illegal gold trading ring. 2 foreigners, 4 locals among suspects. It's also on the front page of the Inside newspaper. Then the principle of bail as cornerstone of just legal system as enshrined in Ghana's constitution. Lawyer Kwame Owusu-Danso has been writing on that. The Light Wave e-health career fair commitment to e-health agenda is also here. Then Okwapim Hema addressed the press today over Ujura Festival. Okwapim crisis is also on the front page of the Insight newspaper. Then the graphic business has got Agua Renewal. Ghana-US trade talks heat up. And then Ghana moves to retain digital revenue through local tech and single-digit inflation, a lifeliner for Ghana's SMEs, and record 2026 World Cup ticket prices is also captured here. And of course, the Black Stars in action today against Central African Republic, and if they're able to win the game, then they essentially secure a ticket to the World Cup. Very important, all the way in Morocco. And of course, we'll get into that during the sports segment. But as I mentioned, one of the stories has to do with the National Service Authority. They addressed the press yesterday, and it has to do with so much relating to the service exercise for this year. We understand that the service personnel will have to reapply and all of that, and the military training that has also been arranged for the service personnel. All of that was captured at the press conference yesterday. We're going to get into more of it. So if you're a service personnel, this is a very important conversation you want to pay attention to. And you can also share your questions if you have any, so that we can get all of it addressed. In studio with me is Honorable Fuseni Donko. He's Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority. Yesterday he was the National Service Authority. What did I say? Goodness me. I said National Sports Authority, beg your pardon. I'm hearing National Service, but my mouth is saying Sports Authority because of the Black Stars. Anyway, National Service Authority, he was at the press conference yesterday. We'll get into that very briefly, then we'll get into our discussion segment. Richard is also already in studio, and he'll join us very shortly. Honorable, good morning. Good to have you.
Great to be here.
And I can see you are in your outfit, inner outfit there. You had an appetite for the military growing up, didn't you?
Well, I'm actually a barracks boy.
Oh,
My father was a police officer, and then I did my primary education at the 7th Garrison, 66th Artillery Regiment. That's where I did my primary to JHS education. So all my life I've been with the barracks, and yeah, it's in my blood.
It's in your blood, indeed. It's in your blood, indeed. Well, yesterday your outfit had a press briefing, and among the issues had to do with registration for the service for this year, when it's going to start, and a few others. Can you just recap some of the main highlights of the things you shared?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good mornings to your cherished viewers. And the main highlight, I think, from the presser yesterday by my Director General were two things: the roadmap to the reopening of the new system for the registration, what we call the CSMP, the Central Management System Portal. For now, by the grace of God, we've been able to move from what was bedeviled with the ghost name to a new system that was created internally at no cost to the nation. This was a combined creation between National Identification Authority and the GIPS. They assisted us to create our own homegrown system that can be used for the registration. Today, we are being given the clearance that today prospective applicants can start registering today, and that is on the registration side. So they have 5 days to do that registration.
Starts today?
It starts today.
Okay.
The portal for registration will be open today, but then this new system has its own security features, because this time around, why we want all the 12,000 who registered earlier in June when the old system was there to re-register again is because when we audited the 12,000 that registered, over the over 12,000 that registered, we realized that over 2,000 of them entered wrong data.
Okay. Some
date of birth as at 2021. So if your date of birth is 2021, why are you doing your service?
Yeah.
You are just 4 years old.
So you're giving everybody an opportunity to have a clean slate.
What it means is that all those ones, if we enter them into this new system will reject all the 2,000.
Okay.
Because this new system prevents you from going to the next stage if you enter wrong data.
Okay.
Unlike the previous one where people were 0 years, 1 year, 88 years and still doing service. This one, if you enter the age limit and is below 18 years, it will prevent you from going to the next stage.
Okay.
If it is above 40 years, it will prevent you from going to the next stage.
Okay. That's brilliant.
And this one,
so they have from today to when to do the registration?
So today is Wednesday. I think latest by Tuesday, we should be closing the portal to roll out.
And you're expecting how many people to do the registration?
We expect not less than 130, worst case scenario, 135,000.
35,000.
Yes.
And you think the 5 days will be enough? The system will jam up?
The system has been expanded to the extent that it can take over 200,000 at a go.
Okay.
So today, if even 200,000 people log on, the system can accommodate them.
All right, let's talk about the exercise, which I'm sure is behind us, or probably on your screens now. It has to do with the military training exercise. This was part of the campaign promise of the NDC. You're implementing it. First of all, help us appreciate who gets to be part. 130,000 people expecting to register for it, but who gets to be part of the military training exercise?
Thank you very much. So, as explained yesterday, the military, initially what we wanted to do was to actually roll out the 10,000 pilots base at a go. So the military facilities for training in this country can take maximum 5,000. So we're trying to create an alternative support with the campuses. But then the military hierarchy also explained to us that most of their training, they need you at their bases to be able to give you exactly the feeling of what is being done. And it's an orientation, actually. The main program is a basic military orientation.
Okay.
So what they want the personnel to go through, if they are in their campuses, it will be like deja vu. They wouldn't have left where they used to be. But if they are in the military training center, that place becomes a new place for them. And it's easy for them to also monitor, instruct, and take them through the proper drills.
Okay.
So that is why the campuses were left out.
So fundamentally, and just before even I come to that again, just address the question about who gets to be part of it.
So for now, the 10,000 is on voluntary basis.
So you choose.
Yes, so whilst registering, there is an option for you on the registration portal. Would you want to be part of the military orientation program? Yes or no? Okay. And even the 12,000 that registered previously, out of that, 2,400 had already opted for it, which was a significant number. So if there over 100,000 goes, we are sure to have more than
So at this stage, it's going to be first come, first serve?
Yes, voluntary basis.
Voluntary basis, first come, first serve?
Yes.
So,
but then after that, if the number goes beyond the 10,000 we are expecting, yes, there will be a backup, or let's say a reserve list.
Okay.
If the they will go through medical screening as well. So if the medical disqualifies anybody, it means quickly we bring in the backups to join.
All right. So it is not compulsory for everybody. You choose.
But this year it is piloting and voluntary.
Okay.
But from next year going, it becomes mandatory.
That's really interesting.
So once
this is a very important clarification.
Yes.
You know, for this year, we are piloting to see how it will fare.
So
and because of that, it is voluntary.
This year, they are lucky.
But next year, I'm sorry.
Mandatory.
If you're DB.
It's mandatory. So what is going to happen is that, so it is going to be in stages.
Okay.
So you either choose to go before you start your service.
Okay.
Or you go and do your service, but then that 6 weeks within your service, you have to complete it. Otherwise, you don't get your certificate.
So going forward, it becomes a key part
of the service.
Of the service before you get your certificate.
Yes.
So if you do your service and you decide to run away without doing the military training, you don't get your certificate.
It's our absent without leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means you have not completed your
and
service.
fundamentally, too, you made a point about the military wanting them in their bases.
Yes.
Does this mean for the 6 weeks they will be sleeping?
Yes.
At the military bases?
Yes. They'll be kept there. So most of them will lose very nice weight. So it's a very good way of sleeping.
That's interesting. For 6 weeks, you're going to be sleeping at the military.
They will give you their food, their proper. You know, the military have a specialized diet for this particular kind of trainings. So they will take you through everything. They will take you through weapon handling, know some of the basic military weapons that are. So basically, they are also preparing them for disaster emergency response team as well.
Yeah.
That is what they are also being prepared for.
Yeah, and I think for this, I mean, it happens in other countries.
Yes.
In South Korea, for instance, I know a footballer who hadn't gone through this military training. He had to suspend his football career, and go for the military training and return.
Israel, even Nigeria is ahead of us.
So in terms of, you're making the point about the fact that they called the country called what will tend to them in case of emergencies. Yes. Beyond that, what do you intend, or what are you looking to instill in them with this initiative?
The much awaited, I think the biggest anticipation is this discipline and then patriotism. You realize that one thing about our Nigerian brothers, I don't know if you observed, no matter what they do, they don't lose their identity. No matter what they do, no matter how bad it is, they are still loyal to their country. It is all because of the military orientation they go through. And not to also downplay us, but you realize that when it comes to risk-taking, they are far ahead of us. They take more risk than us because mostly they venture into situations faster than Ghanaians. Ghanaians are a bit more careful. I'm not saying we should be reckless, but then once you go through some of these trainings, it prepares you. It doesn't mean be reckless and rush into danger, but at least it gives you some self-discipline. You don't necessarily react spontaneously to situations because they are going to be taught proper. It's not just about the drills, communication, teamwork, everything. Proper mannerism is all going to be taught there.
Someone is wondering, instead of rolling it out at the NSS level, why don't you roll it out at the high school level or university level, so that instead of waiting for the person to complete school and now come and do this, why don't you make it a part of their schedule at high school,
so
3 years,
most of the
or even
have
especially high school level?
Yeah, the cadets and the rest are all in those areas. But then the ages, even in the high schools, you have 13, 12, 14, 15, all those ones are in the high school. So it disqualifies them. But then at the university level, if you also make it part of the university curriculum or part of their extracurricular activity, the university authorities don't have the training manual that the military will use for this particular program.
But are there any exceptions? Because we know nurses do the national service.
Yes.
We know different category of
nurses,
professionals
teachers,
do.
and all
are they
graduates.
also going
they are
to
all parts. All nurses, all teachers.
The nurses are,
even the nurses and the teachers are the most important.
And they will
all of them will go through the military training.
And of course, at this stage, it's voluntary. But going forward,
yes,
all of
from
them
next
go
year, all nurses graduates are going through military training. From next year, all teachers are going through, and special attention will be paid to those two essential service providers.
Wait, special attention will be paid to teachers and nurses
yes.
going forward?
Yes, because they deal with the mind and the health of our people, our nation. So if the nurse is properly psyched, your health is in safe hands. If the teacher is properly psyched, the minds of our children are in safe hands.
All right, let's get into some of the things you spoke about that they will go through, some of the basic drills that they are going to go through. Take us through some of them.
So one, they will go through basic military drills, those the PTAs, the PTDs, and all those, like the joggings. Some of these things you are seeing, they will go through some of them, but not the full all.
Okay.
Yes, they will be taking through the discussion sessions, the lecture sessions, the teamwork, endurance, physical trainings. They'll be taking through some basic mock wars and the rest. They will experience some of those things. And then they will be taking through some basic weapon handling techniques as well. Not the full metal jackets and everything, no. They will be taking through. So some of these ones that you are seeing, maybe they may not go through some of this.
Okay.
So it is, because it's not a full military training program, most of the things will be like almost 50% step
a watered down version of it.
Yes.
But the bit about weapon handling, I mean, the concern is if you're going to expose these youth to weapon handling and, the vices that come with it, I mean, wouldn't that be a security concern?
Yeah, so why are the soldiers not going on rampage? Why are the police not going on rampage after their training? It's because of the orientation. Anybody, no matter how reckless you are, the moment you go through the orientation, you see that the person becomes disciplined.
Yeah, but they are with the military. It becomes part of their job. These people, when they are done, you let them go.
That is why
you can't even track them.
That is why DS is also a particular program designed by the military that this is what we can give you that will be foolproof. That is why we are piloting it.
But you have a case of a national service personnel who is done, gone through the training, is out of the training, etc., knows some of these basic drills, knows how to basic handling of guns, does not have a job. That's a risky youth you put out there to some extent, someone will say.
Yeah, so does that mean the laws will no longer function?
But you do understand that
yes, we see scenarios of military, or excuse me to say rogue military people being arrested for aiding in crimes, or how are they arrested? So if a full military trained man can be involved in a criminal activity, do you write off these people?
So the fact that you are going through this training and getting all of these skills, and maybe you think, haven't had the opportunity to go this training, you're going to use it for exercise, the law will clamp down on you.
Easily. Because if a fully trained military person can be apprehended by the law when he goes rogue, how much less somebody who even was just given
So those of you who are thinking of taking advantage of this opportunity to engage in vices, be warned. Be warned. That's the message.
Sincerely speaking, I think most of our graduate youth in Ghana, it is all about opportunities. If we create the necessary opportunities for them, no Ghanaian youth.
Is there a pathway to probably being enrolled to the military after this exercise? Because some of them seem to be fancy
what happens is that if you go through this basic military orientation program, it gives you a competitive advantage.
Okay.
So once there's a military program and you are going back, because of the certification and the training you get from here, you are one step ahead of the fitness test and all those things that they will take them through. You are one step ahead because they already know you, they've trained you already. The reason why they scrutinize them so much through medical tests and all those things, you have gone through all those things. So you have a competitive advantage.
Yeah, and that's really profound.
Yes.
That's really profound.
Yes.
Well, if you're watching us and you've got some questions to ask, we really want you to come in, join the conversation. The phone lines are there. Let's get your concerns addressed very quickly, and then we can progress from this conversation. So the phone lines are there. Call us. Let's hear from you. And I think one of the questions that have also come up is this exclusive to individuals who are yet to do their service, or those who have already in their service? Is there an opportunity for those who have already done their service
at this stage,
to take advantage of this?
At this point, I can say it is exclusive to only the service personnel.
Okay.
We don't want the situation where it will become like an avenue to, no. So it's exclusive to the service personnel. Yes, there are private service personnel. They are also qualified. All the private service personnel, once you are within the age range, you are qualified. But it is exclusive, like the president said, specifically for national service personnel.
And importantly, whether you are doing your service at a public institution or you are doing your service at a private institution, you still go through this.
Yes. Yes. So, like I said, it is for all national service personnel. Like I said, this year
is voluntary.
Voluntary. Grace period. But then from next year going, it becomes mandatory. So once the first 5,000 goes, they are done. Within that time, another batch will go until all the over 100.
When are you looking to begin this program? Well, when are you looking to begin it?
We've started the registration today. By next week, we should finish with the, the registration. Then we'll start the process of postings within the middle of this month. By 1st November, every personnel should be at their postings site to start their services. So we are engaging with the military hierarchy again. Then we'll finalize on the exact dates that we can move them. Because yes.
So it's most likely that this training will start.
This service year,
it will start in between the person's service. So maybe service personnel and multimedia.
Because we have to post you first before you go for the orientation.
Then you receive the notification that your time for orientation is up. Then you move.
Yes. That is what is going to happen.
I think this is quite interesting. Look, actually, it's part of the Constitution, and it's something I have always paid attention to and wondered why we've never implemented it. And it's great to see it being implemented. I'm not sure if I would have volunteered to be part of it if it had been rolled out of my time, but I know so many of you who would have been interested in it. And I'm not sure if the phone lines are active or we got some calls, but that is the clarification we are getting. Going forward, everybody, absolutely everybody, even if you're the president's son or daughter.
Yes. Once you finish
but there definitely will be exceptions, isn't it?
There will be no exception. The only
because
thing
you
is
mentioned that there will be medical screening and...
Yes, once the medicals takes you out, that one you are exempted. Yeah, because disabled people cannot be taken in, and those with chronic diseases and those who cannot even do the physicals, yes, all of them will be exempted. There are some conditions that the military itself does not allow you to, because maybe somebody with a severe asthmatic condition, if you go and start running with that person and it counts, what happens? So there are some conditions that the medical...
I can foresee you getting a lot of letters, medical letters with people saying, well, medically,
No, it is not about what you bring. We will test you first.
Really?
Yes.
A medical doctor has written a notice that this is the...
That is why the military are doing the medical screening for you. No. The military themselves are conducting...
But part of the medical screening, you can also bring a letter from your doctor and they can verify.
No.
Really?
No, even if you are my wife and you finish, you have to go.
I think these are interesting days indeed. Interesting days. So I understand we have a caller. Hopefully we can get the question. Andrews. Hello, Andrews.
Hello.
Yeah, where are you joining us from and what's your question?
I wanted to ask the man, after training, what will I gain from it? After going to the military training.
Well, he wants you to read.
It's just like asking me after school, what do I gain?
Yeah, and the essence of it.
This is just like part of extending your educational, scope. Because the basic military training is not just about, like I said, it's not just about the physicals.
Yeah.
You are going to be taken through lessons and classroom activity, real working ethics. So if you look at the manual, it's not just about the attention and there are about 10 things. No.
Yeah.
There are lots of
classroom.
Yes,
there's going to
be giants from CEOs. There are going to be professionals who will come there and lecture you again.
Awa from Bimbela. Hello, Awa.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your question?
Please, I just want to commend, not the question as such, but I just want to commend the military for taking up this initiative. I think it's long overdue. In most countries, these trainings are done, and because of that, there is so much discipline in various state agencies and other institutions. So because of that, when this is done, it's going to go a long way to help the Ghanaian society to bring about that discipline. Also, what I think they should do in addition is to add swimming into it, like swimming into that exercise, because currently across the length and breadth of the country, we have rivers, streams, and all that. So when somebody is posted across any river, definitely the person cannot swim. And of late, we've been hearing about people getting drowned and all over. So I think this even should be inculcated into the curriculum so that everybody who will be posted anywhere will know how to swim, and that can save us a lot. Right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Will there be swimming?
So lessons? We are using all the bases, including the naval base. So those who go to the naval base will benefit from that. Those who go to the Air Force base will also have it. So, like I said, it's a specialized kind of training.
Yeah.
Depending on where you find yourself. So those who are good with swimming, when you find yourself in the naval base, by all means, they will be taken through some basic swimming. So it's like the military taking you through a taste. Like I said, about 40 to 50% of what they go through.
When I say we have a caller from the Volta region. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, your name. What's your name? And which part of Volta region?
My name is Godson Chadley. I'm calling from Volta region, Abozume.
All right, let's hear your question.
Please, if you have tattoo or they do surgery for you, can you join the military?
Have what?
I'm calling from Abozume.
Okay.
I said, if you have tattoo or they do surgery for you, will you join the military?
I'm sure you are referring to the training exercise. If you're a personnel, you do have a tattoo and you've undergone surgery, are you allowed?
Yeah. No, once you're a personnel.
Instance, the matter about tattoos, and is that...
If you're a personnel and you have a tattoo, we will take you through the basic military training. We don't have problems as to why you have a tattoo. But you cannot be part of the main military.
Yeah, because they
don't have it, yes. And then if you have a surgery, it depends on the medical screening.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a surgery on my hand. It doesn't prevent me from, some physicals. So it depends on where you did the surgery. That is what the medical screening will tell us whether you have.
What about what they'll be wearing?
All those ones will be provided by National Service.
There's going to be a special...
Yes. Special kit, outfit, everything for them.
I wish we had a sample
boots
to see how it's going.
Yes, we prepared some samples, but then they've gone to redo them again. So very soon the samples will be out.
I understand Master Planner from Kintampo is on. Hello, Master Planner. You might be our last caller so that we can progress.
Good morning, boss player.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Please, I hope everything is fine.
All is well. What's your question?
First of all, let me commend them for this initiative. And I say a good morning to your charities, especially the production team. My concern is the countries like we are copying this stuff from them. Is there really discipline in their institutions? You see, some of these things, it's a good step, but I think it should start from the top, because the indiscipline at the top there is even much higher than those doing national service. National service, just 1 year, they will finish and even go and sit at home without work. But those in the various institutions, they should undergo this training to bring discipline there. If we start it from there, a national service personnel will come and follow suit. If there's discipline in our institutions, in our offices, a personnel cannot come and then be indisciplined there. So you have to start it from the top, and then those personnel what? Follow. These personnel, they'll just finish and go and sit with this training at home. Those who will be fortunate are those who will go for military and then this Navy and stuff. They will maybe get some benefits. Aside that, I don't see anything that you get from this. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure for those at the top you're referring to, it will be up to their bosses to decide whether they want them to undergo this training. But as far as you're within the catchment of the National Service Authority, this is their program, and you get to, to undergo it. So we understand we can pick about 3 more calls, and we'll try and call it a day. So you said there's going to be a specialized uniform for them throughout the training period?
Yes, uniforms, sport kits, boots, everything.
And would they have to buy for this?
No, we will purchase it. The president has ordered that we buy all those things for them.
Kwame Ajiman, you're from Kumasi. What's your concern, if you have any?
Yeah, I really want to say a very big thank you to this initiation, and I really want to say it's really going to help the youth. It's going to make the youth very disciplined and everything. So I really want to congratulate the government and then this NDC as whole. And I want to tell the youth also too that this kind of move and everything shows that this government, thinks a lot and cares a lot about the youth. So I really want to say a very big thank you to them. And I also wish that I will be part of the Air Force, because I will be graduating hopefully next year in school.
All right.
Good for you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hopefully you get the opportunity to be part of the Air Force. Just go and apply and see. Maybe luck will shine on you. Interesting. This time we've got about 2 more calls to wrap up this very segment, and then we'll try and get into it. So you mentioned that there's going to be, Metal Nunu said he should extend his regards to you.
Oh, yeah. Regards to him.
He said you're doing so well.
Thank you.
So you mentioned the president has ordered for the uniforms to be bought.
Uniforms, even socks, training kits.
And when they are done, they get to take it away?
Yeah. No, but we can't transfer it.
Yeah. So you get to take it away.
Yeah.
You keep it as a souvenir for your kids. I went through military training, and this was my outfit.
That is it.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them will use it for their own things. So most likely. Basically, that is that. As far as the training is concerned, we understand we have a caller from Tema. Hello. Maybe it might be our last caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, your name and what's your question?
My name is Ahmed Mohammed. I'm from Tamale. I'm reaching you from Tamale.
Okay.
I want to know about the age that you are going to teach. Is it about 18 to 25 years or more than that?
Did you say the age?
The age range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the age range. You say what?
Yeah, for national service age range, it is 18 to 35.
18 to 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are within that age bracket, you are qualified.
And to be clear, if you have not done your service before, maybe you completed many years ago, you are yet to do your service,
You can come and do it.
You can come and do it.
Yeah, you can register as private person and do it. Yeah.
And do it.
We do that a lot. Those are the private service personnel. And even if you are working in your own company and you've not done it, and you are within 18 to the 35 or 18 before 40, if you are above 40, you are out.
Yeah.
But any range between 18 to 38, 39, you can still apply for private national service. We will post you to your own company. You do it there for the mandatory 12 months. Then we give you your certification.
Understand this is our final caller from Aguna Swedro. Hello, your name?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name?
My name is Issa Mohammed. I'm calling from Swedro.
All right, let's hear from you. Let's hear you. What's your question?
I want to find out, I am part of those who did their national service this year, but we were not able to join the 10,000. I want to find out, can we join for the next year?
Well, I think he has addressed that. You mentioned that they are not qualified to be part.
Unfortunately, only those there now and then those who are coming. Those who have gone, well, you are able to escape. So you cannot come back now to do it. It's just like you wanting to come and do your service again. No, you can do voluntary service, but then this particular orientation is for those in active service and then those who will be coming.
In your engagement with the military, have they indicated maybe this could be an opportunity to scout some people for the service?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gives you a competitive advantage because we are not just training you; they are also monitoring you.
So if they see you are,
yes,
they might.
So the military are one of the agencies with an eye for quality. They know, okay, this person can become a very good military person. This person can become an officer. This person can become a worksman. This person is a good marksman. They know all those things. So whilst undergoing that 6 weeks with them, they can even know who you are.
Yeah.
They are good at it.
They could see your potential and say no.
Easily.
So it's a really good opportunity for you. Really good opportunity. Well, Honorable Hussein is still here with us. Richard will join us very soon, so we'll get into some of the other issues. But that's it for the conversation on the National Service Authority, the military training, the reopening date. Remember, today the portal is open. You can start registration and Tuesday is going to close. And then hopefully by the 1st of November, the service will start. So that's all. We'll bring you more update as and when we get them. But still Prime On, still News Flash. And we'll be back shortly with Richard and the rest of our guests. Welcome back. Just watching News Flash on Prime Morning. My name is Razak Busbao, and we've been talking about the National Service Authority, service program for this year. Following yesterday's press briefing, Honorable Husseini has been interacting with him. He's the Deputy Director General of the authority. He's been offering some very important explanation to, especially the military training exercise that is expected to be rolled out this year with some 10,000 personnel. But joining us for the remainder of the discussion is Mr. Issa Husseini, is Western Regional Communications Director of the MPP, and also lead member of the Movement for Change, Richard Sumah, has also joined us in studio. Good morning and welcome, Mr. Issa. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm very good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Richard, good to see you too.
Yeah. It's a pleasure.
CPP on this way to becoming the next biggest opposition party.
Interesting. Let me just get your thoughts. We're going to get into the Chairman Wontumi debacle, all within the context of illegal mining. If this is the one of probably the biggest move by the government in its attempt to fight illegal mining, is this what everybody was asking for? That go after the kingpins, not just the people in the pit, go after the kingpins. Is that what government is demonstrating? Or this is just political witch hunt, as some people are saying, that government is just using this to get to rally the public, to get public support for their fight against illegal mining? Or is this a political witch hunt, or is this a genuine fight against illegal mining? We'll get into that. But let me just get the thought of Mr. Hussaini on the military training exercise. I'm sure you are following the conversation. Are you happy about the initiative at all?
Well, let me say a very good morning to you and my colleagues here, and then the people of Western Region. I've listened to the explanation, and what was going through my mind is, what are we going to achieve in this? We are going to spend a lot of resources in training these young guys. So after spending that money, what are we going to get out of it? In military rules, when you are trained as a military officer, and maybe in the last minute you decided to abandon camp and run away, they will go after you just because you have gone through the training and you have acquired knowledge. You can use that expertise to go and do something differently. So they will go after you. And this young guy going through 6 weeks?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
6 weeks training. Not all of them will I vow for to say they will all be they will be cooperating. We will have some people out there who has no knowledge about maybe certain things, but whilst they are being trained, they acquire that particular knowledge and they can go out there and cause some kind of havoc. If care is not taken.
As I say, if you do that, then of course the loss of the country is still working.
Exactly, but you don't train people out there and ask them to go and commit a crime, and then you get them. How many people have we arrested of those who are committing crimes out there?
Well, on the positive side of it, they say they want to instill discipline.
Exactly, it has its positive and negative. I'm not saying that what they are doing is not good. I'm not condemning it outright. What I'm trying to also say or question is this kind of things that are hidden. What are they going to do about it when the person is being trained and thrown out there? What are we going to do to monitor these young guys? You understand? The reason why sometimes we have juvenile court and then juvenile sentence is that to separate the young guys from the old men, you understand? So that they will not learn the hardened procedure in the prison. That is why we normally separate them. So now these young guys, they are going through the training. So after the training, the person decided to use it negatively. What are we going to do? You understand?
But it's applicable to other services. You have doctors going to training, and you still have doctors using their skills for nefarious activities. So you can't completely control it.
And that is why it should not be compulsory.
Yeah, and they say it's not compulsory.
No,
going forward.
No, the first one is not compulsory, but the second one is compulsory. Is that also? Yeah. Whether you like it or you have to go through the training. The person is not even interested in it, but he has to go through it because it's a national service.
But maybe, like you mentioned, it is in Nigeria. You do have similar training exercise in other parts of the world, in Israel. Just like it is done elsewhere, and maybe they've been able to achieve their
you see, adopt
certain mechanisms to control.
What you are asking, it makes it look as if I've condemned the whole thing. I'm not saying that is.
But you're just raising those.
I'm raising certain things to draw their attention to. Maybe at the end tail, there will be some maybe implications that we need to guide ourselves with. You understand? If you don't, maybe if you are starting a program and you don't have people to critique the program and bring out certain negative things that you can correct going forward, I don't think it will go well. So I'm only raising certain things. If it hasn't maybe gotten to him or he hasn't paid attention to those things, then they can pay attention and correct it going forward.
I think that's very profound.
Yes.
Yeah, profound. Richard?
No, before Richard comes in, let me just help my brother a bit. You see, it doesn't mean they have finished their national service. Do you understand? The same way they are able to comport themselves throughout their national service activities for the whole 12 months. Those who misbehave get dealt with. Even some of them who played truant, they got dealt with because He can even block your allowance. Do you get it? Those who also misbehave outside the law deals with them on their service. So it's just part of the national. But this time around, they are adding additional training for you that will equip you in discipline, that will equip you in disaster management, that will even give you competitive advantage at your own working place. So that places that have national security and emergency requirements, after your national service, if you're applying for a job and it's on your certificate that you went for, how do we call it, military training, and places like GMPC and the rest who have requirements for emergency response and even discipline, between you and the person who didn't go, who have a competitive advantage.
Yeah, but you do appreciate his concern, right?
Yeah, no, very much so. But I'm also just explaining that they are being monitored because right after the training, you are still in your service.
So right after the training,
we know
you
where
tend
you
to
are.
post.
We know your contact. We know your everything. So just as you report to your district director every month, at the end of every month, after this, you are still going to be reporting.
All right, Richard, let me bring it. What do you make of all of it?
Well, first of all, let me say a cherished good morning to my co-panelists, yourself, the entire production team of Joy Prime this morning, and to the people of whole Central constituency, and to all our beloved Ghanaian fellow countrymen and women. A very beautiful good morning to you all. Well, you see, for me, the likes of me, we all agree that as a country, we have attitudinal and behavioral issues where our attitude and behavior towards our environment, the society, state assets, everything we do as a people in this country, it is turned upside down and there's absolutely no discipline. Before the commencement of this show, the fellow Ghanaians and the filth that has engulfed this country, ever since when have we been talking about filth, plastic waste, drainage of our gutters? We are still constructing open gutters. We are still doing things the way we have been doing it over the years. So, as a matter of fact, this issue of national service personnel going into training, the first question that comes to mind, we have a country where today your Speaker of Parliament is telling you that they are suspending resumption of Parliament indefinitely because they have no money to operate as Parliament.
He didn't say that in the communique, though.
He said there's no money.
No, he didn't say that in the communique.
He said there's no money.
No, but I mean, the newspapers are reporting that there is no money.
So
but the speaker in his communique did not say there's no money.
So even if assuming he didn't state it, and you were expecting him to state it categorically, explicitly, that the reason why they are suspending reconvening of Parliament is indefinite, and what could be the justification for that?
He said there are circumstances beyond his control.
So let us look into that circumstances beyond his control, that you have three arms of government, and nothing can be done in this country because Parliament is the representative of the people. So if you're having a Parliament telling you that they cannot sit and they are suspending sitting indefinitely due to circumstances beyond their control, do you think it's something you should treat trivially?
But the suspicion, the issue about lack of funds is just suspicion. People
That is why I'm saying that. Once you say it's beyond their control, I would have wished for the speaker to tell us what exactly is the reason. But there cannot be justification for any reason why the Parliament of Ghana can suspend reconvening indefinitely. It is not acceptable.
And you think all of that is part of the attitudinal change?
It is unacceptable. It is because we lack scale of preference. And now that we are talking about training our young boys into the military, for the likes of me, we are for it. But let me give you a classical example. Now, the National Service Secretariat Authority, how much internal revenue do they generate a year? How much is their IGF? Do they have an IGF? Do they generate revenue internally?
They do have farms.
So I want to know, I want to be given that quantitative data to suggest that this is the amount of money we are able to rake in internally. Because this program they are rolling now is going to be dependent largely on the government coffers, the state coffers.
Yeah. The Ministry of Finance is providing a separate budget for this.
I am coming. You are running a country where you don't even have money for the most important. You have employed nurses for 10 months, 11 months. You haven't paid them. Which aspect of our subsector as a Ghanaian society is more relevant and more key? It is your health. Because if you don't have it, how do you wake up and come to this studio this morning? So if you can have health personnel that you train them, pay them allowances, at the end of the day, you don't have the health post facilities to accommodate them. You've paid them money while you are training them. When they finish training, they go abroad to seek for greener pasture. Who is really losing?
You think spending money on this exercise is a misplaced priority by the don't
put me in that thought. I'm only asking you critical question because we have a country to run, and the country that is running totally into abyss.
I see the comparisons you're making.
It's running completely into abyss.
No money for nurses who have.
You don't have money to pay nurses.
But you have money to do.
You don't have money, and you are telling me, Richard, that you are going to train 10,000 Ghanaian youth into 6 weeks of military training. You give them accoutrement, isn't it? You feed them, you camp them, you do all this at what cost?
By the taxpayer's cost.
By the taxpayer. At the end of the day, you said this year you are rolling out 10,000. Next year is going to be compulsory, mandatory. And we are looking at about 120,000 people. And you are telling me today that the military is saying that their capacity to train, their capacity in terms of facility is 10,000 people that they can take. And even with that, they can do 5,000 per batch. And you are telling me that you want to train 120,000 next year?
And they will expand.
Who is going to expand? Is it like National Service Secretary who is going to expand infrastructure, or it is incumbent on the military to expand infrastructure? And where are they going to get the money from to expand infrastructure?
But don't you see what this is likely to do for the nation?
I'm coming. The problem is that
because everything comes to a cost.
I am coming. Let me give you a classical example. If you want to solve problem of indiscipline, a man who attains the age of 21, 22 is a hard nut to crack. A man who attains that age, the formative years of your society, when they are in their junior high to senior high, is where you instill discipline in them, and it goes with them forever and ever. So, we are of the view that if you want to train. But like how my honorable is saying, if you are not careful, you'll be breeding miscreants into this society. A society that is joblessness everywhere. A society that don't have a plan, an exit plan, that when we train you, you are going back into your national service. After the national service, they go back home and sitting and waiting to God to help them.
So they'll use their skills.
To help them. So I am not against the fact that they need to train. I personally, I support the call that we need to train our citizens to be much more disciplined. But I am of the view that that discipline should be at the basic level. Okay? So what happens to the Ghana Cadet Corps? The Ghana Cadet Corps should be mandatory and should be established in every secondary school across this country. And it should be mandatory that once you are in any secondary school, you must belong to the Cadet Corps. That is where the discipline will start from. And then after senior high, we are of the view from the Movement for Change that immediately after senior high, that is where you should do your national service. Because we are of the view that the moment to finish, I am coming.
Just land.
The moment to finish senior high school, we should be able to rope you out into institutions, state institutions, private institutions, so that you have a field of work experience.
But then, in this dispensation, where you see 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds completing senior high school, why would you allow such a person to go to private and work? I mean, what is
No, we are talking about classical. That is why, you see, what is the difference?
But that's the reality.
Do you know Chinese? Do you know the Chinese? Do you know when they start to train their people in robotics, aeronautics, and all these things? They train them at 6 age, 7 years, 8 years.
But they are learning that in Ghana.
I am telling you that the process for instilling discipline and getting your children to accumulate knowledge that will be able to metamorphose them into the kind of people you want to have in the ages to come is about the foundation that you give them. So from the junior high to the secondary level, it is about the foundational processes of their formative years of growing.
All right, great.
So what we do at that level is what matters a lot. I am totally in support of anything that will train the youth to give them discipline. But my point is that, do we have the budgetary allocation enough to train 120,000 graduates into military service or into military training? And at the end of the day, I would have also wished that those who are from the technical universities, okay, doing the the building and construction, metal fabrication. These are the category of people you should zero in, so that when you train them, you put them into the 48, 49, 49, 50 engineering, because the 48 engineer is just a subsector. You can have 49 engineers, you can have 50 engineers, 51 engineer regiment. You can have them. So by the time you are putting them into these places, those who learn carpentry, mason, we have basic bridges that are broken over this country. We are waiting for a contractor to pay him 600,000 cedis to go and to build that bridge.
All right, let me bring.
Why can't you move them into these sectors and use them for your basic infrastructure development projects?
My brother Richard is mixing two things.
I am not missing the things.
If you can be patient to also listen to me. Formative years, how do you call it? Character formation. Yes, all those things are being done in our schools. Most of the curriculums that are actually given are geared towards that. Maybe you may not understand, but then I went through school, I did vocational skills, technical skills, and all those
Today,
skills.
free education, is it part of it?
If you can be patient, it will be very decent for all of us.
Right.
So that is there. Why doesn't the military start taking people from 14, 15, 16 years? Why is it that when they take people from between the ages of 18 to 25 or at times 26, they go for the 6-month training, they come and they are reformed? How are they able to do that? Because he says if somebody is 22 years, the person is hard not to crack. Is that not it? So how are they able to go to the military training, become soldiers, now they begin to behave?
Respectfully, they are not behaving. It is because they are under checks and balance. They are under control.
Senior,
That is why they are behaving.
If you can tolerate me, I tolerated you. No. It is my turn now to speak.
This is a debate.
No. It's not a banter.
But he makes a very profound point.
It's not a banter.
These people that you're referring to are because they are under strict control.
These guys were not soldiers from school. Some are graduates, some are even technical school graduates, university. In fact, some are even hard nuts. But they go to the military training, come back, and they are different.
What about
they wear the uniform. Some are not even in the barracks. Some stay among civilians, but they behave. Why? How are they able to do that? These are graduates. You see, we are just making it look as if all our young men are just so, like, they are reckless, they don't have any ambition, they are just going out there involved in vices. No, that is not true. I deal with service personnel. You marvel at the level of intellect and the level of creativity that they just want opportunities to exhibit them.
What about the issue of funding? Let's come to the issue of funding.
I'll get to that quickly. We are not going to train people just for the training of it. No. These are people we are preparing for our job market. And we are adding certain qualities that will make them more productive at our job markets.
Great. Now let's come to the funding issue.
Funding, yes.
How much are we spending on this?
Well, I cannot give you off-head.
But on average, just an estimate, how much are we budgeted for that?
I don't want to guess. Sincerely, I don't want to guess. Because the military are supposed to give us most of the costs and everything. And like I said, I don't have figures with me here, so I wouldn't want to.
But you do have an estimate, because I'm sure this is not going to be captured in the budget coming in November, right? This has already been taken care of.
Yes, it has been captured already.
So what was the estimate?
That is what I'm saying. For now, I cannot give you any figure because, one, you don't even know the cost of the medical training, the medical screening. You don't want to quickly jump in. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So how much has been budgeted for this?
No, I can't give you that.
No, but there is an overall budget for this particular exercise.
Yes, there's an overall budget.
You should be aware because you are the deputy.
Yes.
Before
there is an overall budget for that.
They should have a snippet of idea how much they are going to spend.
I won't give you that.
No, you can exempt. No,
I won't give you that because until we start the program,
you can exclude yourself from this because maybe you have the figure, but you don't want to say.
That's what I'm saying I won't give you the figure
exactly, but don't say you are not
roll out the program until you roll out, because if you want to roll out and it's okay now we can even do 6,000. It changes the figure.
Who starts to build a house without first taking cost of the cost?
You see, I have.
Let me be very sincere with you. I have the figures with me. I have the whole budget. I have the whole thing in my mind. But I'm not giving you that now.
Good. That is what I wanted the program.
That is the fact.
Are we looking at NSS?
And let me be very frank with you.
Is it over a million?
They are it is all part of the allowances that we pay them already. We budget for the allowances. If they are going for this program, you take part of that allowance for part of their feeding and kitting. That is all we are doing. So if you are paying them 715 for this particular service year, and they are doing 6 weeks out of that 12 months, it's just a matter of taking part of that money and using it for their feeding and giving them the rest as stipends.
Well, let me just understand. Part of the allowances is going to fund this program.
Yes. It is not from anywhere. It is the allowance that we pay them that we are still using part to facilitate this program.
Come inside.
You see, all this exercise, I associate myself with my brother Richard. The reason why we are asking of funding problem and we are asking of the financial issue is that we have people out there who are working. We've not been able to pay them. I'm coming. We've not been able to pay them. This national service that we are training, they will finish their national service, their military training, and they will come home without job. We are not looking at how to create a job for them. If these particular skills that they are giving to them is something that they can take home as their own job, after the national service, if they don't have anything to do, that can skill them for them to maybe get into doing something. That we can agree with. We are giving them a skill training.
But you do concede that it also adds to their employability if you have this skill.
So where after the national service, will they be engaged? That is one problem. That is one thing you should be asking yourself.
But it's just like
don't they get engaged after the national service?
No, after national service, everybody goes home.
Yeah, and go and find a job.
And go and find a job. And where are you going to get? The number of people sitting home today and they are jobless. If you are adding these particular numbers, you will be counting some. Look at the employment rate in our
but then you have
system.
a certain.
Now we don't have
number.
But we have money to train them for them to go home without giving them any job. And other people who are also working, the nurses that we are talking about, we have baggages of nurses who are sitting home. We don't have financial clearance for them to go and engage themselves. But yet we find money to train people. That the military training that we are giving to them is different from the national service that they are going to be engaged in.
It's not different.
It's different.
Part of the national service.
No, the 6 months training. Okay, fine. If it's 6 months, that means
6 weeks.
6 weeks. The rest of the days will be used for the national service.
So within the national service period?
Yes. So what we are trying to say is that use part of them because the national the training that you are going to give them, the budget is quite different from their pay.
I'm telling you
because let me tell you why.
No.
The military will not train them for free.
No, let me help you. You
will need some.
We are paying them 715 starting from their national service. That 6 weeks that you are going, there's 715 that will be giving you. Part of it is being used to feed you, and part of it is being given. So it's just your allowance that is still being given to you. The only additional. It doesn't make sense to you. That it doesn't mean it's stupid to everybody.
No.
That is what you understand.
No.
If it doesn't make sense, it's because you don't understand.
No.
It's because you don't understand. If you don't understand, you don't make it.
But you don't.
It's a useless thing. No, that's what you are doing, but you don't understand the whole thing. If you don't understand, just question.
The 10,000 who you are going to use their money to feed them. What about the remaining 100,000?
And they are being given the allowances.
So are they the ones who told you that introduced this policy, or you are introducing the policy?
Government is the one introducing it.
So this is a government policy.
But you've forgotten that government also gives subsidies at the school level.
I've ended my case. I'm no longer interested.
But shouldn't be.
But honestly, this is what my thinking. I'm not imposing it on anybody. But to me, it's not necessary. If you, that's correct. That's what I'm saying. To me, it's not necessary.
But that is what
if you want
after
to do
the
military training for them, make it optional as the first entrenched distance.
So it should be optional.
It should be optional if you want to join military.
The national service is not optional.
No, what I'm trying to say is that but you can post those who are not willing.
No, national service is not optional.
No, what I'm saying is that you can post those who are willing to go to their
as part of your national service.
I understand.
So it is not optional anymore.
You said the training is also part of the national service.
Yes.
That's not what you are saying.
Yes.
So optional is that no, but today
but I'm saying that the very same mechanism you are using.
You are using now. You can use it in the subsequent training.
In national service, you are doing mandatory national service.
Yeah.
As part of your national service, you are supposed to do specific things. You report every month to your district office, do your validation, so this is just an additional part, an extension of your national service. Simple.
Yeah, but for
so
this,
you can't say voluntary.
For the start,
so if
you do
for the
have
start,
people choosing to be part of
exactly
because
and
it is now a pilot. Because it's now a pilot, we are piloting it to be able to see all the pros and the cons. Then after that, we modify everything. Then we roll it out. When we roll it out, it means that all the things you are doing at your national service level. Continue doing the same thing.
What will it take away from someone national service if you offer them the opportunity to opt in or out of
you see,
training?
it's just like when you are posted to a place, you have the choice to say, this place, I don't like it, I won't go.
This is an extra training.
No, it's not it's part of your national service.
It's part, but it's a new initiative that
is why it's being piloted. That is why we are not rolling it all out at a go.
But let's just come back to this. You said that we can only get to know the budget. And you mentioned that it was captured in the budget, right?
Yes,
in the budget. And I think, even if it will not be disclosed yet, it's something that we can find out, right? The budget is in Parliament. You can find out National Service
it's easily
that the planning
it's easily you can do that, but
I'm
not
struggling
part
to understand
why
is it difficult to share it with the public?
No, but it's not part of your discussion for today.
No, but you wanted us to
talk about the military orientation.
What will it take away?
It will take away because now it is no more about what we are doing. It is about money, and you can stereotype what they want to do now. It is not about the program anymore. Now everybody wants to make it look as if...
the impression will be maybe because it's expensive, that's why you're not.
What is expensive? I'm telling you, it's part of the allowances that we are budgeted for. It's the allowance that is still being used for all this training.
But
it's nothing extra.
No, Mr. Husseini is taking
don't make it look
taking it personal.
No.
You are taking it personal. As if we are.
You are misunderstanding the whole thing.
You understand?
But it's a debate.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So he's not.
National service is there, and then you are taking the person away from national service.
You understand? And it will be on you.
I'm telling you, it's part of their service.
It will be on your benefit. Let me tell you, when you critique the program, you bring out the negative aspect of it.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not offended.
But you are offended. No. But the way you are talking,
you are misunderstanding the whole thing.
As if we've been invited to maybe malign whatever you are trying to say. That is not what.
The only thing I'm trying to explain is that you are misunderstanding the whole concept. It is not that they are doing their service and then we are introducing something else. That is what I'm telling you. We will post them before even this as part. So, as part of your job, you ask questions. You are still doing your job. So, it is not as if they will leave the service, go and do this training. No, it's part of the conditions of service. We've added this training aspect. So, you are not just going
we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you well. We all want the best for the country. But in as much as we are raising concern, that doesn't mean perhaps we have lack of appreciation of the subject matter. Your interpretation of it is obviously different from my interpretation of it.
Yes.
But I am telling you that we are here. May God give us life.
All right. Let's just take a bit of what happened at the court yesterday involving Chairman Wontumi. It's part of government's effort to fight against illegal mining. And, of course, the Attorney General at the meet, when the President met the CSOs, he mentioned that it's part of the legal initiatives they are rolling out to fight against illegal mining. Kwekwa Asante was at the court yesterday. And, this is what unfolded.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entry-Bosiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, is facing two separate criminal cases of alleged illegal mining activities involving his company, Akonta Mining Limited. Both cases were heard at the High Court here in Accra, where he has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Chairman Wontumi's legal troubles deepened this week when he appeared before the police CID prior to being put before two different courts in Accra to answer a total of 13 charges, all linked to alleged illegal mining operations in the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve and Samreboy in the Western region. Chairman Wontumi and four others, including his Akonta Mining Company Limited, were arraigned on 7 counts of unlawful mining and environmental destruction. The prosecution alleged that Akonta Mining, under the direction of Chairman Wontumi and his associates, operated illegally within the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve in 2022, despite being denied a permit to do so. They are accused of destroying about 13 hectares of land, felling over 300 trees, and erecting buildings within the reserve without authorization. After hearing arguments from both sides, the court in this matter granted Chairman Wontumi bail in a sum of 10 million cedis with two sureties, one of whom must justify with landed property. Earlier in the day, Chairman Wontumi had appeared in another criminal court where he faced 6 separate charges for breaches of Ghana's mining laws. In that case, he was granted 15 million cedis bail with 3 sureties and placed on a stop list at all entry and exit points of the country. The court also ordered him to deposit his passport, report to investigators twice a month. The 6 counts in that case includes unauthorized assignment of mineral rights and facilitating unlicensed mining operations, which prosecutors say occurred within a Akonta Mining's concession at Samreboy in the Western region. A second accused person, Kwame Entry, is currently at large. Both cases stem from investigations by the Criminal Investigations Department, which found evidence of large-scale destruction in parts of the Tano-Nimire Forest Reserve. Officials say excavators bearing Akonta Mining's logo were used in operations that led to the extensive environmental damage.
Yeah, so that was fundamentally what happened there. 2 cases. Yesterday, we understand he spent the night in jail because he could not meet the bail. Really fascinating development there. Fascinating development. Let me start with you, Honorable Fuseni. I mean, government says this is it. This is, when they say they are fighting, they are very serious about the fight against illegal mining. This is one of the things they are proving to you that, look, you're not scared to go after anybody.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You've got to
Oh, I see.
Well, this part of the fight against galamsey, which is now a major topic for discussion these days. I'm told Wontumi is one of the major culprits. And I believe this government should be more serious in terms of fighting galamsey. If we politicize the fight against galamsey, we will never win the fight. That is a fact. And this government seems to be politicizing everything. The reason why I'm saying so is that Wontumi, I'm not against prosecuting Wontumi if he's at fault. You understand? If he happens to maybe being prosecuted or going through the process because of environmental degradation or destroying the forest, it's about the nation's building, is that not so? But the political persecution is what we are against. There are so many people who are involved in this, and this government promised the Ghanaian people that when they are given opportunity, they are not going to go after political opponents. What they will do is to prosecute those kingpins who are behind the galamsey. And reports are out there. The Frimpong Barton's report is there, which has mentioned a lot of people on that particular report, including the current government, MPs, and those prominent people who are involved. We are not going after them. Because Wontumi is a political opponent, let's go after him. Let's prosecute him. Let's use him as a scapegoat for Ghanaians to know that we are working. And that is not what we are looking for. There were so many promises given to this to the Ghanaian people before we elect them into government. One promise was that they were going to repeal the LI. The other promise was that they were going to impose state of emergency. The other promise is that they were going to release those young employees who are being prosecuted and put into jail. They were going to release them and go after the kingpins. These were the promises made to the Ghanaian people. And based on these promises, Ghanaians voted massively for them, and they have no excuse. They have given them majority in parliament, which will enable them to repeal the LI that they promised to do. You understand? They've given the government, the president, the power to declare state of emergency to make sure that the river bodies and forestry are very clean. Is that not what the Ghanaians gave them? What are we seeing today? In the Frimpong Barton's report, it was captured that Wasa is MP. was involved in Galamsey, destroying this Subri forest, and then the water bodies around that area. And he's doing it like never before. And the person is a member of parliament for NDC. You remember the case of our Win MP, Oscar Labi. Claire, even the chiefs themselves, decided to ban the person. You remember the case of Amafi East MP. These are prominent people from the NDC, members of parliament. You remember the case that has been referred to the CID for investigation, the national organizer of NDC, and then the national third chairman of the NDC, Abanga, and then Yamin. Nothing has been done. But because Wuntumi is a political opponent, let's use him as a scapegoat for Ghanaians to know that we are fighting against Galamsey. Now, you are saying that Wuntumi is the one that is destroying our water bodies and then depleting our forests. Now, Wuntumi has been arrested, or even he has been stopped since you came to power. He's not been mining since you came to power. 10 months today. Our river bodies clean. The virgin forest, about 44 forest areas that we have, or water bodies that we have, 41 water bodies that we have, and about 288 forest reserves that we have. How many of them have been depleted? Even virgin forests that we have not had a mining since 2010. Today it's been invaded. Through your own man, Erasmus, his own report. Party chairman, they are on record to have stopped military men from operating in their areas because he's a party chairman from the NDC. None of them have been arrested. So if you want us to believe that you are fighting Galamsey, all these people that I've mentioned, those who were involved, I'm not saying that they are corporate, but they should be investigated, like they are doing to Wuntumi.
So you don't have a problem with what the process Wuntumi is going through?
No, I don't have a problem.
But you just want...
To be fair, let them be fair.
Have also been cited.
Exactly. To also go through the same process. Yamin came recently to grant an interview. What he said is that he has not been invited by the CID for any investigation. Abanga said nobody invited them for any investigation. Is it that they have the right to deplete our forests? They have the right to destroy our water bodies. They have the right to degrade our land and then destroy our farms. They have the right to do so. But anybody that has, or maybe, let me say, we have mining licenses and we have company. A contract that you talked about is a company. You know also. Mm-hmm. And you cannot have a company without licenses. But Wuntumi has licenses. But you see, the reason why I cannot defend him to the core is that we have so many people who have been licensed to mine. But aside the licenses that they've given to them, they are doing it outside the regulatory permission. You understand? And those people are the major corporates who are destroying our water bodies. You go there, the person will tell you that I have licenses. So if you have licenses and you are not doing it properly, should you be excused? You said you have arrested so many people. You arrested about 3 Chinese or 5 Chinese and then 2 Koreans, plus Ghanaian people, 18 Ghanaian people. Take them through the process. But the problem that the NDC government is having is that the president was in the Western region, Prestia to be precise. And what he said was that those people that you are arresting, you are prosecuting, they are not the major people. They are just there for their daily bread. Those who are sponsoring, those people that you are arresting today, prosecuting them, cannot buy excavator. There are people who are buying excavators. And those people are sponsoring the activities of Galamsey. And you are not going after them. When I become the president, I'll release all these people and go after the kingpins.
And maybe that's what he's demonstrated.
Has he released those people? He's still prosecuting them.
But maybe that's what he's demonstrated by going after the kingpins.
I'm asking the promise that he made. He hasn't released those people. He's still going after those people who are going for their daily bread.
But he's gone after a kingpin.
Who is that kingpin?
Go on to me.
I will come to analyze on that one. But let me tell you one thing. The laws of this country, the charges that has been preferred against Wuntumi, go through the charges. You realize that permission, doing this without permission, there is no anywhere that the charges says that the Wuntumi is doing something without licenses. I've gone through the charges.
Yeah.
So it means that he has licenses, then also. So what of those who doesn't have license but they are operating?
But at the heart of it is that you
remember when they came to power, one company that has license in the Central region was taken over by the NDC food soldiers because he has a license, he has been given concession. His mining side has been taken over by NDC kingpins, NDC food soldiers, because their party is in power. Didn't the national security in this country didn't hear? They didn't follow up. They don't know the owner. They don't know who are involved. So all these things that I'm talking about, one to me, can only be used as a scapegoat. But there are so many people, it can never make our water bodies clean.
All right.
Because there are so many people who are involved that we are afraid to touch. Before the 2024 elections, you remember the small-scale miners. They donated about 1,200 pickups to sponsor NDC campaign. So the 1,200 pickups that is donated to support NDC campaign, if they are doing the wrong thing, we will be able to say it.
All right, let me come to Richard. I'll come finally, then we'll wrap up. I'll get your conclusion. So, okay, all right, let me get your reaction to it.
Sincerely speaking, I think I understand my brother because Woon to me is a giant in their party. He said he was there.
I've not defended him.
You are trying to do everything to defend. Let's be as fast as they are. Woon to me owns Akunta Mining. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Akunta Mining, according to the Minerals Commission, was not given a mining lease. Akunta Mining was actually given what they call, is it a prospective license? Do you understand? A prospective license simply means, listen, I've detected or I've seen that there is gold here. I want to go and check if it's of commercial quantity. Then Minerals Commission, give me the permit now and I'll start mining. That is what we call a prospective license. And when he was given that particular license, he went straight into the forest and started mining. Specifically, the Tanon Nimiri forests. That is why he started mining. So it is not about because he's doing he's ill to me. No, he has engaged in illegality. And secondly, even if you have mining license as a small-scale miner, you are not permitted to mine in the river or in a forest reserve. So you can even have a mining lease as a small-scale miner that, listen, this particular area has been given to you to mine. You have your license. If there is a forest reserve within that concession, you are not supposed to mine it.
It's not true.
But then, but let's
that is not true.
But let's
give me the law that says you can mine.
But let's come to the substantive issues.
You correct him. Yeah. The LI that you promised to repeal is about forest.
That one is for large-scale mining companies.
But large-scale mining,
who can do reclamation or who can do replanting of the forest?
Go and read the LI very well. Go and read
it. That is how I've quoted.
So you go ahead.
I want to draw attention to this, all right? And
small-scale miners are not allowed in the forest reserve.
But let me draw attention to this because that's one concern that has been raised by other people, and I think what do you call it? Even when the president met the CSOs, some of the CSOs raised that concern. That yes, I mean you're making reference to Woon to me, yes, but then the individuals who have been called out in your party, and we've seen little or no action. You talk about the case of,
you talk about the case, mining area.
No, you're talking about individuals who have been called out for engaging in galamsey activities. And there seems no. And let me just ask the question.
Which area was Honorable Yami said to have been mining?
But the question is that
somebody said he was.
But he's been arraigned for Yoko, and Yoko has still not given the AG any update.
Go after galamsey. Yes, he was extorting money. That was the accusation, and the Yoko invited him for investigations. It was not the CID.
He has not been
Yoko invited him.
He has not been invited.
Say you don't know whether he has been invited.
But the AG said they've not received any feedback from them since almost about 3 or 4 months.
Yes, the Yoko is doing his job. I don't know why they still not finished. It's been 4 months
and nothing has come out of it.
Woon to me was arrested how many months ago? Why is it now that he's being rearrested?
Even the AG.
Do you get it? So for me, listen, let's be very sincere. If a chief comes to say MP is supporting galamsey, it's different from Woon to me having a concession and a mining area. Those are not the same thing. Let's stop comparing apples to oranges. The man did the thing, came on live television and said, this is my gold. I have liquid gold, liquid cash. And now we are pretending as if, oh, he's just being victimized.
But who is saying
the Minerals Commission? The Minerals Commission boss himself at that time, the Lands and Natural Resources, his own party Lands and Natural Resources minister at that time said, no, I've not given Akonta Mining a mining lease. They only have a prospecting license. And even that one, they were not supposed to go into the town of the Nimri Forest. So why was he there? If you go to Samra Boy and you see that he's from Western region.
But beyond Wontumi, which other kingpin have you arrested? We haven't seen any kingpin. It's the same people as
today, as I speak to you, all the 9 forest reserves that were no-go area, all of them have been taken back.
You have been taken back. The people who went there, who have you arrested?
Yesterday, over 100 people, were they not arrested?
But they're still the same people that we've continuously arrested.
And so once you arrest them, they'll start telling you they are financiers. Once you seize excavators, owners will start coming.
And you've still
it's a process.
But you still not arrested anyone.
In this particular case, you see, what you are not getting clear is that Akonta Mining has an address and a name. That is why you were able to track it. Illegal miners, galamseyers don't have address. They don't have names. That is why we call them illegal miners.
But with the level of intelligence that our security apparatus has, why should it be difficult for them to track the owner of an excavator in a pit that they've gone to see?
You're making it too simplistic.
You think it's difficult to track the owner of an excavator?
These are illegal miners. They don't have addresses. The excavator, they can just go and rent somewhere and come and start working with it. So it is not just easy as Akonta Mining with a name or Heritage Mines with a name that you can easily go after. No. These are illegal miners. Just like my place, we have the nomadic Fulani herdsmen. They are just passing. They just went there illegally without any address. Once you go there, you catch them on the spot. That is where you can interrogate them and even find out how they were able to get there. So it's not that easy that you say you are chasing, we should find the kingpins behind illegal galamseyers. No, they won't even give you their names because somebody just gave him money and then he goes there and he buys him fuel, rents the excavator for them, and then they go there, get some boys and start digging and washing. If you go and you arrest them on the spot, at times you may even go there, the boys who are even working there do not even know the financier.
Really?
Those are the realities. Wow. They don't even know the financier. So because there's a middleman or somebody there who is actually bringing the money, they are just employed as laborers to come and wash and dig.
Well, this is really fascinating. We're going to be wrapping up the conversation very shortly. I know Honorable Fiseni needs to leave it. Richard, I'm going to get your thoughts on this, but we just want to appreciate exactly the situation Wontumi finds himself. What are the likely punishments? Some say he's likely to be in prison for 15 years. Some say he might suffer a fine, etc. We want to get a proper clarity on what the punishment is likely to be if Wontumi is found guilty of these charges. And Richard Kwame Nomanyo is a constitutional lawyer. We just want to engage him briefly to get that clarity. Counsel, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Help us appreciate exactly what it is that Wontumi is facing. We are hearing 15 years, possible 15 years jail term, a possible fine, likelihood of both being, leveled at him. Help us understand what is at stake.
Thank you very much, Razak. A very good morning to you and your viewers. And then a good morning to my colleague panelists as well. Now, when you take a look at the charges to further them, when you look at first, I'm looking at the parody there. Can I excuse you now? The one under section 1992. And then since that's amended by section 3 of Act 995. When we take a look at just that charge, we are looking at not less than 10,000 penalty units, not more than 15,000 penalty units, and between 15 years and 25 years imprisonment. That is just for the first start. So yes, that is just for the first start. So it means that if the prosecution is able to prove its case in court, and the burden now shifts to Wontumi, and he is unable to exonerate himself, and is found guilty, he will proceed to be convicted. So if he is convicted, indeed, he's not going to get anything less than 15 years. That is what the law means.
Well, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it might sound like a lot to you, but that is the law. And you see, this not less than 50 years I'm talking about, it's for just a single count. And when we talk about each count has its own punishment. So if it's just for one count, and the judge says that, okay, you have been found guilty, assuming without admitting that he is guilty on all the charges, then the judge will say, okay, I'll not let them run concurrently. I'll actually issue you all of them. So meaning that you are going to add all of the sentences. So you can even end up being sentenced to 100 years.
But I mean,
which is possible.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the difficulty or otherwise of being able to prove that he indeed, or to get a conviction in this case. I mean, what is the level of difficulty on the part of the Attorney General to get a conviction?
Okay, as a matter of fact, the Attorney General, as it stands now, we do not know the arsenals they have. Okay, and for the Attorney General's department, before they issue this, they prefer charges against you. It means that they have gathered some evidence against you. And the rule of the game is evidence. You must have evidence to be able to secure a conviction. So as it stands now, the Wontumi himself has no burden at the moment. He's just like any of us. You see, and according to our laws, if you have been charged, the presumption is that you are deemed innocent until proven guilty. So, and your guilt in criminal proceedings must be you must be guilty beyond reasonable doubt. So, as it stands now, the full burden is on the prosecution. They need to establish a prima facie case against him before the burden will now shift from the prosecution, that is the Attorney General, to Wontumi and his lawyers. So as it stands now, he's a free man, except that there are charges against him, and he's expected to execute the bail bond. He has been granted bail. He's expected to execute the bail bond. I think that has not been executed. That's how come he's still in there. But when it comes to the ability of the Attorney General to secure a conviction in court, it will all depend. It will all depend on the kind of evidence they have procured at this moment.
I mean, one of the things that is often associated with cases like this is seeing them travel for a very long time. Is that what this case is likely to be?
As it stands now, I cannot confirm that there's a tendency that it will travel, but the system, our court system, and some of these cases do travel, not because the prosecution is not willing to proceed. But sometimes you start the process and a key witness will tell you, I'm not well. And for days, he's not well. If a key witness is not well, you have to still take a date and come back. That's it. And then sometimes, the judge is also a human being. If the judge is indisposed, obviously the judge cannot come to court. If the lawyer doing the case is not feeling well or has an emergency, obviously the lawyer cannot show up. So these are some of the things that lead to this protracted prosecution. But in terms of this case, I cannot speak to that per se, that there's a tendency that it will protract or there will be a delay. Yes.
Well, I think this is a very important education, and Counsel, we really appreciate your time on the show this morning, and hopefully we'll get into this matter even as it unfolds, and we'll be engaging more on it. And so that's a very important one. 15 years, you understand, for every one of the charges. That is a lot. That is really a lot. And for all of you who are engaging in legal one and watching us, for whenever you're watching us, you've got to be careful. When the law catches you, you'll be in big trouble. I'm going to come to, that's a lot.
I think that their maximum is 25 years. The 15 years is the least.
Is the least.
And the maximum is 25 years.
It's 25 years.
Yeah, if you are a foreigner, the least is 20 years.
That's a lot. You've got to think twice before you invade the forest or get into the water bodies. Richard, let me come to you, then I'll go and pick some messages.
Well, I don't want to spend too much time on this Wontumi issue, but just to give a snippet of some information. What it means is that, look, let me tell you, we must instill discipline in our society. I keep saying, and I'll continually say it, that Ghana, we are not making sufficient progress ever since we overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. We have not. I keep asking this basic question. Mention one subsector of the Ghanaian economy that we are self-dependent and self-sufficient, that we can beat our chest and say that in this area for the past 50 years, this is how far we have come. And we can justify it because we are seeing the effect of it, that it has gotten to a state whereby it is snowballing to the life of every individual. Zero. This issue of Galamsey, it has been happening over the years. For the past 15 years, Galamsey has raised its ugly head, and we've not been able to fight it head on. Now, it came into the public domain that Akunta Mining, led by Chairman Wontumi, they've been involved in some kind of activity that's supposed to be illegal. They are mining without permission. They are mining and destroying trees without permission. So I've read the 6 or 7 counts that have been leveled against him. And if you read all the counts, you suggest that it's all about mining in a particular area without permission.
Yeah.
So the idea is that discipline must start from somewhere. So if today Chairman Wontumi is being called out, so that he's been investigated, for us to look into the issue and realize whether there was some wrongdoing or there was no wrongdoing, it's a matter of principle. And Wontumi or no other person is above the laws that we have set up for ourselves to govern us. So if Chairman Wontumi is being called to answer questions, there is no question about that.
What about the concern or the call that certain individuals in the party of the government have also names have popped up?
I am coming. So the idea is that today, it is because NDC, to be honest with you, they've started to lose substance. This their so-called oral that they touted so much. And when they took power, they were gallivanting left, right, front, center, talking about oral, detaining people, doing this, giving some ridiculous bail amount that people couldn't meet it. It was in the press domain as if they were doing something. For the past 9 months, what have they been doing with oral? Oral has lost any moral ground for any conversation because
it takes time, you know.
If it takes time, so why then were you rushing? Why then were you rushing to the media when you know that cases of this nature takes time for you to even level allegation and have evidence, like how the law is saying that this game is about evidence, not even circumstantial evidence. So you must have verifiable, hardcore evidence to nail somebody. So the argument is that if your own people are also in government, because the Galamsey is not one-sided. It is not only NDC or NP people who are in it. The both duopoly, they are gravely involved in it. So I would have thought that the NDC, the same equal attention they are paying to Chairman Wontumi, they will pay the same attention to the Yamins and other names that are pop up in the public domain, that they are grievously involved in Galamsey. But they have left those one off the hook. And they are going after Chairman Wontumi because they want to make a public, just for the optics. Just for the optics, for the public to know that, oh, yes, we have gone after Chairman Wontumi who was involved in some illegal money. Like he said, maybe after NDC took power, how long has Akunta Mining been involved into illegal mining, or let's say even mining? Perhaps maybe on a smaller scale. But our river body is not the same. Our rivers
they are doing that to serve as deterrence to all.
That's what I'm saying. I am fully for it. But there should be a scale of balance. I would have wished that once Wontumi is in court, we should be hearing about all other Galamseyers or all other kingpins in the side of government who are also actively involved in these illegal mining activities. So that one would have taken them seriously. But if you go after Chairman Wontumi, you are rather making him a public hero.
How is he becoming a public hero?
You are making him a hero because we wake up every day now and then the conversation is about Chairman Wontumi.
But that doesn't make him a hero, does it?
Of course, once you are becoming somebody that every day you are the main primus inter pares for conversation in the public domain, you are obviously making him a hero.
Well, it could be for wrong reasons. You have been
even though it is the wrongdoing, but today, like I'm saying, the conversation should have been about Wontumi and somebody else, others. Wontumi and others. Because are you trying to tell me that for the past 10 years, the only person that we know is doing mining without license or mining without permission is Akunta Mining or Chairman Wontumi? Are you telling me? Are you really telling me that that is the case? No. So it's supposed to be at least 2, 3, 4 people who are being hauled before the court because they've gone into some rivers or they've gone into some forests without permission.
But they've been doing that. We've seen individuals, you know.
Those are the smaller ones. The smaller ones. Those are the tail end of the operation. Is the one they've taken there and kept them in Sumah for no reason. because the president is even saying that when he comes, he will set them free. So all I'm saying is that if there are some kingpins, financiers, I would have loved to see at least 2, 3, 4 people who have been hauled to the court because they've gone to do something that is detriment to our rivers or to our forests. That would have taken NDC and Attorney General seriously.
They say it's difficult to find them. That's why they are taking the time to find them.
Why is it difficult to find them? That means we are not deploying intelligence. You are not using intelligence. You are not using sufficient intelligence mechanism to do proper investigation, undercover investigation. That is what is supposed to be done to unveil those who are behind the galamsey illegal activity that is going on.
Interesting.
Because at the end of the day, if you cannot deploy intelligence to be able to mitigate, okay, or to be able to abort even some of the processes that are going on, then what is the essence of our security apparatus in the first place?
All right, we need to be wrapping up now. Time is fast spent. Mr. Fuseni, just briefly, your final comment.
What is going on in this country, we must all stand up and condemn what this government is doing. You see, if they want us to all come together to solve the galamsey issue, then they should be proactive. This particular government seems to be playing with our emotions. Because if you look at the way they are behaving, even the president doesn't seem to look seriously in terms of fighting galamsey. And our river bodies are drying up, you know. Some of the, water resource areas that we depend on are drying up. Go to Western region, to be precise, the Boise plants. They are threatening to shut it off. Then Kunyaku, a water plant, has been shut down. Is that not so? And they are looking for more chemicals to desilt our water to make sure that we have a drinking water. The government is no more concerned. When they were in opposition, the communication director of their party told us that we were inviting them to come to a round table for us to find a lasting solution to this particular problem. What did he say? He told us that light and darkness doesn't meet. The reason is that we are the darkness because we are those involved in the galamsey. MPP is out of power for 10 months today. Is the water bodies that we are talking about, are they clean?
Interesting.
So if you are a communicator and you have people in government saying that even the cabinet minister today, the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, says that we shouldn't blame anybody than the president. The president has the power to make sure that our water bodies and forest areas are being protected. If you are a president and you cannot do that, then you have no business being a president.
Interesting.
So today, what is happening? Okay. Is President Mahama having business being a president? Whence are we the river bodies and the forest areas are depleted?
Well, this conversation is definitely going to continue. There's no doubt about that. The galamsey conversation, because it remains a big issue in our country. Well, Honorable, thank you very much for coming. And Richard, also thank you very much for coming. And of course, once again, greetings to your people in Whole Central.